Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Nightly Sports Call here on Pittsburgh CW. 412-575-2600, that's the number to call. You can also tweet me tonight at KDPomp, P-O-M-P. Lots to get into today, and we're not just limited to the Steelers. We spent a lot of time talking about them after the game, and we'll continue to take your calls and opinions tonight. But there's other stuff going on as well, including what we would expect to be a shakeup, or at least a lot of shuffling in the top four of the national playoff when it comes to college football. We saw number 1 and number 3 go down yesterday, Georgia. And according to the Associated Press, Georgia falls from number 1 in the country to number 7 in the country due to that loss to Auburn. They got smoked pretty good. And we also saw Notre Dame at number 3 get pummeled by Miami. And so they fall quite a bit, and it looks like Miami will move up. So the question I want to ask you tonight, who are your top 4 teams, and in what order would you have them at this point? Still a lot that can change here in the next several weeks, including conference championship games. Wisconsin is undefeated. Do they belong in there right now? A lot of debate on that, and be sure to join us tonight for the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown on KDKA 1135. It's on time tonight. My panel of Will Graves, Colin Dunlap, and Andrew Filipponi, and it gets pretty heated with regard to this topic as well. We'll talk about other stuff, but the Steelers, they took care of business. That's the best thing you can say about what they did today. They found a way to win a game when they played badly, and that's normally a good sign. You can correct problems that way, a little easier to do. But clearly, the first half of this game was bad, and it was lucky for them they were playing a bad team. Because if they were playing a good team, the mistakes they made would not have been able to overcome them against a good team. Indianapolis has struggled pretty much all season long. Jacoby Brissett did well early in this game. He had a 60-yard touchdown pass. He also had a 61-yard touchdown pass. The Steelers got injured. Joe Hayden is out now. Who knows how long? We'll find out more as the week goes on. But it is a fractured fibula. And it could be 5 weeks to longer. We'll see how it goes and what extent the damage has been done. Mike Mitchell also was walking around in a boot today, so their secondary is going to have to get some guys to step up, like Cody Sensabaugh, like J.J. Wilcox and others. And it's a short turnaround week as Tennessee comes to town. I'd like to get your take on the Titans. They won today, beat Cincinnati, which once again self-destructed, imploded. Vontaze Burfict gets ejected from yet another game, and they eject themselves from the lead with 30 seconds left, and they lose 24-20. So Tennessee comes in here with a record of 6-3. They have a pretty good young defense. They got some playmakers on offense. Marcus Mariota seems to be capable at quarterback, so that's going to be Thursday night's challenge at home. And the good thing for them, it's at home, and I would expect them to play much better than they did today in Indianapolis. They got away with that one today. Second half came to life, both offensively and defensively. They made plays. They got to Jacoby Brissett. I thought the hit by Stephon Tuitt when he went down him in the head and he went into concussion protocol didn't last long, but he wasn't the same quarterback when he came out of that. He had a couple of sacks, an interception. Ryan Shazier made a big play in that game. There's a lot of good that came in the second half, but the first half was bad, and it was lucky it was only 10-3. As I said, if it was a different team, it could have been 20-3, and they would have had problems. Lots to talk about, so get your calls in now. It's 412-575-2600. Penguins have a busy week again. They got Buffalo at home on Tuesday night after they completed that road trip back-to-backers with a loss to Washington and then a loss to Nashville, but they got a point out of the game, and I thought they played much better. Still early in the season, they're 9-7-3. After that, it's a trip to Ottawa and then the Chicago Blackhawks at home on Saturday night. So lots to get into. Call now, and we'll take those calls when I come back. This is the Nightly Sports Call on the Borders and Borders Hotline, and it's here 7 nights a week on Pittsburgh CW.